Okay, I mean, I don't mean anything because I haven't said anything yet. You might get something from this, you might not. You might get something from this and it clicks in a couple of years, or it might never mean anything to you. I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm just here to share some ideas with you. A couple of things, I suppose. My sense of structure in music and my sense of spirituality and my sense of everything, I try and take from the bottom up. So if a song starts, it usually starts with just a beat, and the beat usually is very simple, and then I let that evolve into something more complex. And the other thing is that I think that music, when it's really good, relates to life more than it relates to other music. So instead of going around and constantly looking for the record that I haven't yet bought, that's not of interest to me. What's of interest to me is talking to the newsagent down the road about how his wife's 7 months pregnant and they're going to have their baby in 2 months and they've got to find a new house to live in. And that sort of stuff is the stuff that I try and bring into my life and to understand and then to push back out into the world. And the way I share myself with the world is primarily music. That's just what it is. Other people share themselves in the world in different ways, and that's all cool. It's all good. I think of what I do as basically a version of plumbing or working on a bus. That's basically what this is. It's just another version of that. And it's there for people to either use or not use. I'm not trying to make them like it. I'm just trying to share what I think and what I feel. And then when it does connect, it connects genuinely, and it's really, really a beautiful experience. So, this is a box of stuff that I'm going to take to. I'm taking this to Ireland on Saturday, so I brought it along just so that you could sort of see what it is ideally. And when I'm going to have something like this waiting for me, but I'm going to bring my own stuff along. The first thing I always bring with me is the chair. I don't care if the chair's a really brilliant looking chair or whatever. I don't know it's going to be really good, and if I'm not sitting strong and stable, then all the beats are going all over the place, because all I'm doing is moving my body. And if I can't be in control of that movement, then I'm going to lose basically I'm going to lose the funk. And the thing I'm trying to make sure is happening at all times is the funk, but not the funk like something from the 1980s. I'm talking about something that's like almost like physics, almost like planets going around other planets. It's almost that basic. So an idea of the beat, and inside the beat is a lot of other beats, and I can pick to either be on it or be ahead of it or be behind it or whatever I want, and that's constantly moving like this. So, a friend of mine, she's a maniac. She hunts through skips, and then when she finds something that she thinks I might like, she comes round my gaff and she sells them to me. So this bit here is from like 1950, and it is light as a feather, and it does the job. So the other thing I take away when I go away, the next thing I take is this snare drum stand, because they don't all go low enough, or they don't go high enough. This one I know does the job. So I'm taking from life and I'm trying to put it into music and then give it back to life. Recycling. Sorry? Recycling. Yeah, recycling, yeah. That's absolutely right. I mean, my instruments are often recycling. Wait till I open this up and you'll see what I mean. But for instance, about 11 years ago, my son was at school and he was in a class and his mate had just got a new phone, and he wanted to show off the new phone to my son. And he said to my son, I know your phone number. I'm gonna phone your dad and text your dad. I'm gonna text your home. And they knew that I'm a musician, so musicians sleep late. The reason why we sleep late is because we work late. So he texted me at sort of 9 o'clock in the morning, and it came through on the phone, but it was a text, so it had that dismembered voice, and it goes, I've been watching you. Did I wake you up? So, I live in this block of flats, and there's one guy in the block of flats across the road, from my place, who's a bit of a maniac, and he's got a gun. He's got an air gun, and he used to sort of shoot things. So I'm picking up the phone, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, it's Irwin. And he's got a gun, and I'm sort of hiding, and sort of running around like this. So I put the phone down. I've been watching you. Did I wake you up? Right. So within a day, I've written a song. And the first verse, I actually wrote the next morning. The next morning I woke up and I wrote a verse about waking up. And instead of it being the third verse, it's the first verse. Anyway, so I partly want to not use the grand piano because in a couple of weeks I'm going to be using one of these. So I thought I'd use this instead to see how I get on with it. So please forgive me if I fumble around a bit because I'm not used to this. So even now I didn't even know what octave it was. I've been watching you, fast asleep, curled up between clean cotton sheets. Rest assured, I noticed each twitch and each turn. I've been watching you. I've been watching you. Did I wake you up? Did I break your dream with my steely gaze? Did the hairs on your neck feel the cold glint in my eye? I was watching. Watching you. Did I wake you up? Did I break your dream? I was watching you. I'm watching you as you come to rub the sleep from your eyes, stretch and yawn. I've seen enough. I don't need to see anymore. I was watching you. I've seen enough. I don't need to see anymore. I know all I need to know. I was watching you. I've been watching you. normally, like with a grand piano and a couple of candlesticks and some velvet drapes behind me, there's a lot of mood going on in that one. But to do it like that is also good. To try and share the song in a really ordinary way, just like this. That's a good experience for me, and I hope you got something from it too. Okay, so my wife, she says, oh, don't tell me. You saw another drum kit at Deptford Market, and you've gone and adopted it. I can't, like, they're little orphans, these drums. When I see them and they're just like lying there, I've just got to buy them because somebody else is going to take them and they're not going to take good care of them, and I just need to take them home and make sure they're okay. So, yeah. So, that's another part of what I try to do is like I try to be open to the moment. So I'm in Deptford Market and there's an instrument there that I don't know whether it's going to be any good or not be any good. So it's only a tenner. I mean, I know for guys studying, a tenner's a lot more money, but I'm at a place where a tenner's not that lot of money. So I'll buy it for a tenner and I'll see whether it's good or not. So I've got lots of keyboards that are only really good for 2 or 3 sounds, but they're amazing at those sounds. I've got a keyboard that I bought for 35 quid that's like a kid's Yamaha, that if you take it down an octave and then you put it into number 76, which is human voice, and then you play around with the modulation and the waveform and put it right back, basically I could make this whole room just shake completely. It's the bass on it is just like, you know when the evil guy out of Lord of the Rings, his ring goes in the volcano or something, and there's this big energy thing that just comes out and it's just like blows everything away. That's the sound of this bass. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, so I bring my own bits of equipment because I'm not absolutely sure always that they're going to be enough of what I need or the right sort of thing I need. So even though this is all this stuff is dead light, and I basically use it so I can go through airports like I'm a tourist, and on my back I've got all my electronics, and in here I've got all my drum kit, and I haven't got anything to hide, but at the same time, the more I can be like a tourist, the more I can just go through the whole system and just, I'm in and out, and it's like nice and easy. So rather than have to wait for the special bag and all that stuff, I try and make it so that I'm cutting everything to the cloth of what the airline needs from me. I don't try and demand loads of stuff from them. I try and just be on the ball as far as they're concerned. So, the other thing about the drum kit is that it doesn't exist as one thing. So you can see another drum kit and there'll be another tom-tom on here. Or you see somebody else and they've got loads of cymbals. Or you see somebody else and they've only got a kick and a snare. It's completely up in the air what makes a drum kit. And you can make your own rules about it. And the other thing is with a piano or a guitar, the space between the different notes that's it, mate, get on with it. Whereas with a drum kit, it's like you're making a suit. It's like the drum kit fits your body. So when I see other people's setups, it's like I can't play that. I've got to set it up to fit me. And my mates who are other drummers, their thing is their thing, and my thing is my thing, and it's all sort of completely sorted out like that. So, this friend of mine who's the lunatic, she got this out of a skip, and it cost me a tenner. And then I bought new hoops, which cost me another 20, and I bought new heads, which cost me maybe another 35. And I bought new snares, which also cost me another 30. So I can't work out the maths of that, but something like 150 quid. So I've got a vintage, I've been playing drums since I was 10. And when I was 12, my dad said, "You're pretty serious about this, aren't you?" Because when I got home, the first thing I'd do is play drums. I'd play drums for like an hour and a half. Then we'd have tea and I'd do my homework. And then if it wasn't yet 9 o'clock, I'd fill it up with drums. That's all I did. All my pocket money was on drums. Birthday presents, Christmas presents, something to do with drums. So when I was 12, he said, "Okay, you're serious about this." And he bought me a Ludwig 400 in 1962. And this is an amazing drum. And so I measure this drum up against the Ludwig 400, and I've got this to sound pretty good, considering a friend found it on a tip and sold it to me for a tenner. Every time I see her now, I give her another 20 quid because I feel guilty about only giving her a tenner. Anyway. So I started I started playing piano when I was 4, and then I stopped playing piano with lessons when I was about 11 because the drum thing was just like crazy. And I remember saying to my dad, "No, don't stop the piano lessons. I'm going to need them again when I'm 17 because I'm going to be writing songs." And he said, "You're not going to be writing songs." And I just knew I was going to be writing songs. I mean, whether there's songs that other people want to hear, I don't know. But the only way I can handle the world is by writing these songs. I can't deal with it unless I actually put it into these things. Because people are just weird. So, I want the drum kit to be what I want it to be, not what people tell me it is. So, I've added things to the drum kit so that I can better express myself and better serve the music, because I'm hearing and I'm playing what I hear. It's not like I'm only half doing what I hear. I try and do what I hear. So I think that's a big thing about music, is that when it's really cooking, I'm obeying it. I'm just listening to it and it tells me what to do, and then I do that thing. And so I have to keep myself pretty healthy. I have to keep myself pretty fresh, and that means I have to engage with things that I wouldn't normally do. I have to keep myself open all the time so that I'm ready to serve the music. Because the music's very, very demanding, actually. It's quite wicked. It sort of tells you you've got to keep going. I broke my ankle in April, and I had to cancel a load of gigs. And this is the first time in my life that I've had to cancel anything more than one gig because of something. Like the car's broken down, or snow in Norway. That was the last time I had to cancel a gig. I just couldn't get there. But suddenly I had to sort of not play for 2 months. And this is the first time since the age of 10 that I hadn't played like every other day, at least. Sort of like, it was crazy. And it made me realise that I really, really have to do it. I have to do it. If I couldn't play, I don't know what I would do. But the thing I was worrying about was I'm not going to actually be able to fulfill what the music needs me to do. I'm not going to be able to play properly. If I can't play properly, then I may as well not play at all. And that, when I say play properly, I don't mean that everybody should only play when they can play like me or to the level I am. It's all about learning, and I love the development of getting to that place. And the thing that part of keeping fresh is the fact that I fully accept that I do not know it all. And I don't know, in fact, I don't even know a quarter of it. I don't even know that. I know almost nothing. And that sense of not knowing means that it's constantly a discovery, and that also I can change, because I haven't got anything to prove. I sort of, what's the next thing? Okay, I'll find out what I need to know to make that next thing happen. It's not like, oh, I only do this. So recently I've started working in sound installations. I'm known as a drummer, but I'm recording an album where I'm just playing the piano. I try and organise events that I'm not necessarily even playing in. I just try and be part of the music on as many different levels as I possibly can. The reason why I'm saying this is because it's a life, and you're young guys and you're starting out, and I'm only saying this because I wish I was where you are. I wish I was starting out, because it's one hell of an amazing trip. And if you sort of give yourself to the music, you can even get to the point where, you get to the point where it doesn't matter, as long as you haven't got to have everything. I've got everything. I don't need anything. I've got it insofar as within myself, I just make the music happen. That's it. Simple. I mean, to become a better artist or whatever you might call it, I've let myself live for life. So I've got 3 kids, and I've got a long-term relationship with my partner, and I've gone through all the stuff that makes happen, which is like arguments and disagreements and worrying about money and all the rest of it, and going to parents' evenings at schools and the whole shtick. And that comes back into the music. So the music is like a fantastic thing, because in a weird sort of way, I'm working 24 hours, 7 days a week. The Surrealists, one of them, Paul Hayward, a poet, he was in a hotel and he had a notice outside his door: do not disturb, artist at work. And he was asleep. You see what I mean? Dreams become part of the work. The whole thing becomes part of the work. As you fall asleep, you're thinking about what you're going to do the next day, and that feeds into the next morning. The whole thing's one big system. So I've had a drum over to my left since 1974, and I tune it. It's an old snare drum, and I tune it low, and I sort of call it a blam, just because it sounds like it goes blam. And without giving too much away too early, I can use it like a second bass drum. Plus, I can use it as a sort of, like a tabla or something. And when it's mic'd up, it's even more clear what I'm talking about there. And this is the travelling blam. And the reason why it's the travelling blam, it means I can get this, and my snare drum all in one case. And the preferable thing would be a little bit deeper. Just a little deeper shell, and you get more acoustic bottom end. This has got bottom end, but only with a mic on it. So always carry a penknife and always carry a drum key. And do not lend them to anybody because you'll never get them back.
always keep yourself learning. So I'm lying in bed and I've got my foot up with my leg in a cast thinking I might not be able to play it ever again. When I got to the drum kit with my crutches, I could play like a dream. It was like I couldn't walk, I couldn't stand up, I could play no problem. I went to see the physiotherapist. He said, the best thing for you is drumming. Have you got a question?
No.
Okay. So, I'm watching this guy, and there's these videos with this particular sort of drummer that isn't actually a musician. They're sort of like technicians, and they can do these things, and it's chilled and cold, and it's done excellently, and I hear it, and it makes my skin crawl. Because it's not got a life in it. All it's got is getting this music perfect. And that's not what it is. It's not about perfect. I love Miles. You can almost play a game listening to Miles Davis, spot the mistakes. And they're an amazingly series of mistakes, and then still the music's fantastic. It's not about being absolutely perfect. But anyway, there's this technical drummer. And this is the thing that I'm working on at the moment. It's like, you divide the beat, suddenly the beat's got these worlds inside it, like these little atomic structures. So, there's a beat. But there's like worlds inside there. So, first of all, there's that one. And then there's this one. And those are the central ones, because there's doubles of those. And now I'm trying to do it, I can't do it. But the thing that is like a hole, like a missing link, is 5. Dividing the beat in 5. So I've been working on that because I saw this drummer, and she basically was a woman drummer. She was from Denmark, and she said, "Oh, I use the word university." Well, that's fine doing it like that, but it's about doing it like this. And double triplet or whatever you want to call it. Right, so that's my edge at the moment. That's where I'm not absolute. I'm basically. Thank goodness this isn't a performance. This is me just talking to you. Because that's me admitting to the place where I've got the most problems at the moment. That's the edge for me right now. The other edge is the one that you've got, seem to be getting much earlier on in the whole game than I am, which is like playing quiet. But playing with the same rhythmic thrill. No. It's only going all weak. It's still got to have the same thing. It's just like it's very loud, but it's very far away. You see what I mean? It's still got the same feeling of being loud. It's just quieter. And that's the edge for me. These two things: dynamics and playing 5 beats inside of a bigger beat. And then the next big thing will be, not making it, because if you notice I'm going, and then it goes all stiff. I'm holding on by the skin, by my nails. I'm just about doing it. And all I'm doing is it. This is what I meant about taking from music as opposed to taking from life, or taking from life as opposed to taking from music. I'm doing it and I'm taking it from just thinking about music. But what I need to do is find what it means to me emotionally. And I haven't found that yet. It's a tool that I haven't quite worked out how to use. Does that make sense, what I was doing? It's like, okay, I can do it, but why do it? That's the thing. So that's when I said about coming from simple, the complex has to have a why. It has to be, can't just be playing fast. So when I'm doing a song with some other people, I'm working on someone else's song, I usually start somewhere around here. I'm just nothing, sort of just a clock. And then I find that extra beat that makes sense on the end. Whatever. Yeah, I like this. This is the last thing I'm going to do. This is almost nothing, but it's great. That's simplicity, because inside, like, by not filling it up, you're leaving place for everybody else. But you've got to, you know, and I think it swings like crazy. Anyway, that's got to end somewhere, end there. Thank you very much indeed.
Great, thanks Charles. We have time for maybe one question.
Oh, right, I didn't realise I had to ask you.
Has anyone got a question? No? Okay, great. Thank you very much, Charles.
Oh, you got a question I knew he did.
You playing in the band or what do you do?
Yeah, okay. John Cage said, in the future, music will either be solo or group improvisation, because in both those situations, nobody tells anybody else what to do. Right. So, I write my songs and I perform them mostly solo. I perform my songs at the drum kit, and I've got a system of electronics that I operate with volume pedals on my feet. And to let you in on this, there's no fixed pulse on any of the electronics. They go, when I'm making them, I'm going in my head. That's the pulse. It's changing. So there appears to be no pulse. And therefore, I've got 3 different signals. I don't even make them all start at the same time. Each time I play it, they start in different orders, in different times. And then I do the song, and I'm singing the song, and I'm playing the drums, and I'm bringing these events, which have got themselves limited into chord structures or tonalities or whatever, more like rows of tones, but they're not in time. So I bring them in on the beat, and I take them out on the beat and bring in something else on the beat. And that, because they're not in their own pulse, they appear to be some sort of extreme funk. And people come up to me after the gig and say, you slowed down and the music slowed down with you. You weren't wearing an earpiece. Where's the click? And I say, there is no click. And they go, wow, you slow down with the tapes like that. And I go, I just slow down. And you think everything slows down. I can make you think that everything's in time, even when nothing's in time, just by bringing things in and out and having nothing actually in time with itself. If it was in time with itself, you'd hear it was all wrong. But because it's not like that, because it's But against that, and against the vocal line that's confirming that, and then they come in and come out, again with the drum part and the vocal line, it seems like everything's working together, but every single time I play it, it's different, because nothing's in relation to anything else. So what I want when I rehearse it at home, the last thing I want in my studio, the last thing I want, the last rehearsal, I want to be a bad rehearsal. Because the law of averages is such that if that's a bad one, then the actual show might be a good one. And it's like that. I'm actually laying myself out on the line like that. Chance could work, but it doesn't work so well sometimes. So but then I also work in groups. And then the groups are improvised music, but we rehearse at my studio and we build up a language. A bit like you guys have been doing for this thing here. We build up what it is that you're about. And just to say, I use different drums for different projects, different combinations of cymbals and snare drums, just so I can tune into these different musics.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Can we take a picture?
We need to really clear the studio very quickly.
Yeah.